Rated T for Teen.
Racing games have been a staple in the gaming landscape for years, be it Need for Speed, Forza, Garfield Kart, etc. The genre has always been versatile and offers up interesting modes/games to keep you hooked. They fall into two categories in recent years. One side is a very stylized racing game with a fun arcadey feel to it, feeling like a spiritual successor to Automodelista. Then there's a typical party racing game, basically any kart racer that is a distant relative to Mario Kart, Little Big Planet Karting, Mod Nation Racers, or Sonic and the All-Stars Racing. Then comes the sim racing crowd like Gran Turismo and Forza Horizon, which are closely tied to realism and such. The other would be Need for Speed, which is arcadey, yes, and is also having an identity crisis. Now, one thing I realized is that I fucking stink at math, but the other point that I realized is that there isn't any racing games that scratch that itch for my inner child. That feeling when I first played Motorstorm on a PS3 stand all those years ago, listening to absolute tunes while flying off the rock cliffs is memorable even to this day. But then I tried a game that would soon make me feel that joyous, nostalgic feeling that I thought I had lost a long time ago. I started playing Burnout Revenge, an exhilarating experience that will most likely be stuck on the PS2 and OG Xbox/360 forever. It reminded me why I love the arcade racer genre so much. But in the sea of hundreds of arcade racers that have been released and that will continue to be released, why does this one stand out as the most unique one in my opinion? The first thing that comes to my mind is its unique look. A lot of the OG arcade racers are representations of the times. Back when Underground and Underground 2 were released, there was a huge boom in the car culture. Instead of having a Porsche or some other luxurious car thrown here that a white guy named Wilbert drives, they had a lot of JDM legends: Supra, Celica, Integra, S2000, and the Eclipse, among others. Those were cars that were also popularized by the Fast and Furious movies before they became about, what the fuck would they even come up with? What are they even about? Let me check.
I'm halfway there.
Grab your computer, get in the window.
Why?
Do it now.
Why is there a fighter jet? Why is there a fighter jet chasing cars, bro?
But to return to my point, Burnout Revenge does this as well. Not the fucking thing that they do in the clip. It does capture an era still remembered fondly by many. It's grungy, brash, and it emanates that 2000s music video piss filter that Most Wanted 05 has. Obviously to an extent, since the piss in Most Wanted is way more dehydrated, but you still have that 2000s vibe going on, which extends to the menus and the music as well. While the predecessor had a lot more rock, punk, and pop punk, which arguably does capture the same vibe, here though, it is a great mix of electronic and alternative rock that never feels too much of the same. But enough about the visuals, enough about the music. What about the meat and potatoes of the game, the gameplay? It fucking slaps. Under the hood, it plays like Burnout 3. But if you look closely, the changes become much more apparent. Opponents are way more aggressive here than in the predecessor. I think this is a good change and honestly makes the road rage events even more fun. All the events are fantastic to play, thanks in large part due to the sound design and the sense of speed. I can't even begin to count how many times I've zoomed past vehicles while the roar of the V8 engine is going wild. Having the camera start shaking slightly after going so fast is a great touch at making you feel like you're in a car that you barely have any control over. You get the deal, blah, blah, blah. It is a fantastic display of good visuals that meet great sound design. This is why the crashes look and sound amazing. When I reminisce about those younger years of my life, of me being at my stepdad's bar playing Motorstorm, I always would drive off a cliff or hold X to the point where my car would literally explode. keep me away from the steering wheel. But it was very fascinating for me to be able to watch how cars react to everything. This was my entry point to the arcade racer scene after all. The destruction model of Motorstorm is very good. Still to this day, I can easily go look at it and be fascinated by it all these years later. Burnout Revenge is truly the closest thing I've ever experienced to having that joyous glee again. Due to the game not having any licensed cars like in Motorstorm, the game can be chaotic fun without any restrictions. The way cars collide with each other is always unique. You can have two crashes happen minutes from each other, and then you compare the two and neither would look the same as the other. It's always different. You can always see something different. You can have cars flying up into the sky, have racers ramming you into a wall, or get attacked from above like this is Super Mario 64. All of these are possible due to the modes that this game has. Many of these already appeared in earlier entries, such as Crash Mode, Road Rage, and Eliminator, but Revenge adds a few new ones, like the new mode called Traffic Checking. It is essentially you going very fast and trying to crash into NPC vehicles to get gold. You can also use this mechanic in other events where you are up against other opponents, creating even more ways to maximize the fun in this game. Then there's the Crash Breaker events. Crash Breaker events are essentially just normal events, but you can make your car turn into a bomb by blowing up to take down enemies or cause massive amounts of damage in Crash Mode. In short, it is great. But like Will Smith's marriage, it is not perfect. There are a few issues here that keep this game from being a 10 out of 10. The car roster, for example, has little to no variety. In Burnout 3, you could be driving a car that has the body type of a Ford Focus. And in the later game, you drive cars that are more inspired by Porsche. In Revenge, you mostly drive coupes that reuse the same base, but with a few tweaks and slight changes to make it look different enough. It is like comparing Mr. Beast thumbnails together. In Crash Mode, you don't have a camera that you can turn with. You probably think this is a nitpick, but when Crash Mode is way more difficult, ramps are being used to reach highways or cross large gaps, and car placement here has a greater emphasis than in the third game. You have to give the player a chance to turn the camera. Crash Mode essentially just becomes you playing chess, which can get very hard in some events if you're aiming for gold. But to be honest, you will still have a good time. The game never made me feel bored or mad enough for me to sell all my consoles to afford chicken nuggets or a Minecraft Doritos bag from the store. It's still a great arcade racer, which I'd love to see a remastered version of. The racing feels fantastic and chaotic. It also has multiplayer, so you can have fun with 4 players. Playing this brought me back to a time when gaming was way simpler and didn't feel like I was waiting for a game to update or have it be a broken mess. It's fun, and that's all that matters. Alright, video done. Don't leave yet, don't leave yet. I want to say a few words. I want to thank you all for the support that you showed in the last video. Never in my most moist, wet dream did I think that a video would explode that much. Reached 500 subscribers super fast due to that. The feedback has also been amazing. Thank you. This means a lot. Let me skip a few pages. Yeah. All right. Yes. I'll be making a lot of these reviews in this series called Stashed, which is just me taking my reviews from the app Stash and making a video review of it. This video is the first episode of the series, and I'll be making much more of these in between my long form content. And if you have any suggestions, I'm free to suggestions. Feel free to leave a recommendation in the comments and follow me on Stash at Sandro Wasn't Available if you want to see what reviews I'll be making next. I plan to do these in between long form video. I already fucking read that line. And so yeah, next long form video will be a game recommendation video. I'll have another game review coming up. And yeah, I will not spoil the game yet unless you go follow me on Stash at Sandro Wasn't Available. But all right, yeah, I'll be going now. This is long overdue. All right, this is awkward. All right, peace.